All right, in this video we're going to cover graphing or sketching functions. In class, I skipped this one. This is pretty basic, a lot from pre-calculus, algebra 2, where you had to find the intercepts. To find the x-intercept, you set y to 0, y-intercept set x to 0. We found this first and second derivative, so we're going to find out where the graph is increasing, decreasing, and concavity. So for the first derivative here, you can factor out a 3x, you get x minus 2, set equal to 0, so it's increasing, decreasing, increasing. Remember to test for this, you're going to plug back into the first derivative, okay? So I check -1, plug it into the factored form is the easiest way to do it. So it'll be increasing up to 0, and then from 0 to 2 it's decreasing, and then 2 to infinity is increasing. Max or mins, this would be positive to negative, so it's max, negative to positive is a minimum. And we did the second derivative, take out a 6, you would just get 1 for this. So it's going to be concave down, concave up. And then points of inflection would be where it changes concavity. So there would be a point of inflection at 1 to 2. Okay, and then, I'm sorry, there'd be a change of concavity at 1. So then you'd plug back in to the original function. If you want the actual point, you have to plug back to the original function. So that was kind of an introduction to this. Again, we didn't really spend much time here. All right, this one I believe we did in class. This one was a little bit more pertinent to calculus and what we're doing. So let's run through this one here. It says analyze the graph, find the intercepts, and such. So x and y intercepts. So to get the y-intercept, you're going to set x to 0, so you're going to get 9 over 4. To get the x-intercept, you're going to set y to 0, so I put a 0 here. So really you could just set the top equal to 0, because if you cross multiplied, we'd lose the bottom here, so plus or minus 3. So you can just go ahead and plot those points for that to get started with your graph. It says horizontal vertical asymptotes, so now we do have a rational function. So for horizontal asymptotes, you look at the exponents. Since they're the same, we take the coefficient, so we get y equals 1. For vertical asymptote, you set the bottom equal to 0, because remember, that's what x cannot be. So x squared equals 4, you get plus or minus 2. So all of this is just a good guide to start your graph. Plot the intercepts, graph your asymptotes, and then from there, we're going to figure out where it's increasing, decreasing, and some max or mins. I did the first and second derivative. So again, you can do this on your own, but it's going to be the quotient rule. So low D high, high D low. So you want to definitely simplify for the first derivative. So you can easily find the second derivative. But also you want to set this equal to 0 and to where it's undefined, okay, to get the critical numbers. So we're going to get 0 plus or minus 2. And then I'm just going to test around it. Remember that because these are vertical asymptotes, even though we're setting this equal to 0, as a critical number, it cannot be a max or a min or a point of inflection or anything like that, because I don't know if you've noticed, but once you have asymptotes here in the denominator of the original function, it carries through to every derivative. Okay, we're still going to test those points because concavity, increasing, decreasing can change around those points, but they're not they're not max or mins. They're not going to be points of inflection. Okay. All right, so I tested, this is the first derivative. So decreasing, decreasing, increasing, increasing. And again, you're testing into the first derivative. So if I plug in -3, I'm going to plug it into here. Plug in, let's say -1, plug it into here, plug in 1, so forth and so on. Relative max or mins. So even if this changed sign, it doesn't, so it wouldn't even be a potential, but these are asymptotes. I would actually draw them in on your graph just so you don't forget. Like I would put them here on your chart like this. Vertical asymptote, vertical asymptote. So you know that those are in fact, they cannot be a max or a min. So this goes from negative to positive, so this would be a relative min. And then you can complete this. Your explanations have to be short and to the point. So we would say because f prime is greater than 0 or f prime is less than 0. relative max or min. So at x equals 0, I plug back into the original function to get the point, because again, we want to graph these, okay? A lot of times on the AP exam, they just want to know the x value of a maximum or a minimum. That's fine, but in this case, because we're graphing, we want to get an x coordinate and a y coordinate. You're going to plug back into the original function. And then up here, I did the analysis for the second derivative. So we got our second derivative, top and bottom equal to 0. You're still going to include these on your chart to test, okay? Because look, you can have this here when you look at the graph, right? So this is concave up, this is concave down, concave down. So concavity can change around the asymptotes. So it's still important to include them in our test so we can get a better description of what the graph is doing. Okay, so again, set the top equal to 0. This we could throw away because it's x squared. We get a negative, no i's. Set the bottom equal to 0. Again, you might want to put the like this. It's just to remind yourself that those are asymptotes, so they're not going to be points of inflection, because notice here, if you forget, you say negative to positive, positive to negative. Oh, points of inflection. Well, they're not, because they're asymptotes, okay? And again, you can answer this question, concave up, f double prime greater than 0, f double prime less than 0. So no points of inflection, because the 2 and the negative 2 are vertical asymptotes. And then I just plotted the points that I found, and then I kind of went by concave up, decreasing, increasing, concave down, decreasing, and increasing from there. So this is a nice little synopsis, I guess, if you will. Is you can have a graph that's concave up. It could be decreasing concave up and increasing concave up. So increasing concave up is this part of it. So that's over here. Decreasing in concave up is the left-hand side of it. So it's like that. So it would be that part of it. And then for concave down, we can have the same thing. We could have increasing concave down is the left side of it. Decreasing concave down is the right-hand side of it. So it's important to make note. All right, so this one they wanted us to sketch. Again, we skipped this one. This one was pretty simple in class, but I'll do it right here. So they give you this information, and they want us to create a graph based on that. So they gave us some points, so you definitely want to start with that for sure. So they gave us negative 2, it's at 8. At 0, it's at 4, and at 2, it's at 0. So we started with that. Then they say for x greater than 0, so that's over here, the second derivative is greater than 0. So that would mean that it's concave up. So concave up. F prime of 2 and f prime of negative 2 is 0. So let's see. So the derivative at 2, what are we graphing at, actually? Sketch curve. So we're graphing f of x. So f prime of 2 equals f prime of negative 2 equals 0. So that means the slope at 2 and negative 2 equals 0. So let me write that down. So this means the slope at plus or minus 2 equals 0. So if we look at our graphs here, at 2, the slope, if I drew a tangent line, it would be horizontal. And at negative 2, if I drew it, it would be horizontal. Okay, f prime of x is less than 0 for x less than 2. So that would mean decreasing. This was written weird. You would never see that on an AP exam, but it's basically saying x is less than 2, but x is greater than negative 2. So that's saying between negative 2 and 2, it's decreasing. Okay, so look here, it's decreasing all the way from negative 2 to 2. F double prime is less than 0 for x less than 0. So for x less than 0, it's saying that it's concave down. And then this one too, it's increasing greater than 2 and less than negative 2. So this means f, so x greater than 2, x less than negative 2. And then when you piece it all together, that's the graph that you get, okay? All right, this one, let's see. Symmetric across the y-axis, f of 0 is 2, so that's good. Horizontal asymptote, y equals 0, and vertical asymptote, so definitely draw those two. Increasing from 0 to 2. So increasing from 0 to 2. And decreasing from negative infinity to 2, and then negative 2 to 0. So negative 2 to 0 like that. So decreasing, decreasing. Concave up like that. So we can conclude that for sure. And then concave down from negative infinity to negative 2, and then 2 to infinity. So here. All right, this one was an actual AP question. Again, they write it a little weird, but I think you can come up with the graph based on that. So they're giving us the points. So at 0, it's negative 1. So I would definitely start with the points here. At 1, it's 0. And then at 2, it's at 2. And 3, it's at 0. All right, so that much we know. I'm talking about the first derivative. So the first derivative from 0 to 1 is positive. That means it's increasing. But the second derivative is negative, so that means it's concave down. So I need increasing concave down would be that side of the graph. So that's right there, okay? And when we go from 1 to 2, it's both positive and positive, so I need increasing and concave up. So it's that side of it. So get a little curve to it here, which is that part of it. We know at 2, the derivative does not exist. So we're not sure exactly, but then as we continue here from 2 to 3, it's decreasing and negative. So I need concave down and decreasing, so it's the right-hand side of it. So if the derivative does not exist, we need some sort of a cusp or a sharp point. I would think a cusp could work because you have this side is concave up and that side is concave down. And then over here, let's see, from 3 to 4, it's negative, so it's still decreasing, but then it's positive concave up. So we want to kind of get that curvature to it. Okay? All right, you guys, that's it for this video. I don't say it's easy, but the beginning part of it, you're never going to have to graph on the AP exam, but it is important to know how to find x-intercepts, y-intercepts, and how to piece together the concavity with increasing or decreasing. This actually is an AP question, so if you can do this, you should be in good shape. All right, let me know if you have any questions.